For centuries, the night sky was a source of architectural dread. Writers like H.P. Lovecraft voiced a deep-seated fear of celestial alignments, of stars breeding horrors in the outside spheres, and pentagrams drawn under an uncaring cosmos. This fatalism drove the occult panics that once gripped historic stone towers from Providence to Prague, where humanity viewed the movement of the stars as a deterministic clock ticking toward destruction. The cosmic egg system offers a different perspective, treating astrology as a symbolic language of cycles, rather than a fear-based engine of punishment. These astrological aspects represent the invisible geometric scaffolding that structures our physical reality, the archetypal lattice that allows energy to take shape. This architecture begins at the center. The universe originates at a single point of consciousness, where birth, life, and death perfectly overlap. In astrological language, we call this zero-degree point the conjunction. It is the geometric state where two planetary bodies overlap entirely. It acts as a cosmic seed, the moment during a transit when two distinct archetypal energies merge into a unified force. But a universe cannot exist as a static single point. To experience itself, it must move. The system must essentially breathe, stretching outward to create the spatial distance required for a physical cosmos to form. While the conjunction provides the spark, it is the introduction of angular tension that builds the architecture of the universe. This motion introduces polarity, the moment where the one becomes two, and the universe begins to observe itself. We define this as the opposition. 2 points lock into place at 180 degrees, stretching the cosmic field. This frames the toroidal field. Energy loops between the positive creator and negative destroyer pole, creating a continuous circuit. Astrological oppositions are not inherently destructive alignments. This distance provides the tension required to keep the toroidal field inflated. It serves as a structural mirror, reflecting opposing truths across the center of the system. When we bisect that line of polarity with a vertical axis, we create a 90-degree angle, the square. This is the crux, the cross-section where the four elements meet. This geometry creates a rigid structure that locks energy into place. In this system, a square represents structural friction. You need this resistance to build something that can persist in the physical world. These 90-degree angles act as the physical turning points of a cycle. They are the corners where clashing waves of energy force a mandatory change in direction. Without the rigid friction of the square, the universe lacks the foundation to build anything tangible. The 120-degree trine provides the geometric release of that tension. Ancient architecture reflects this mathematical ratio. By dividing a circle into 3 equal parts, roughly 33% each, we arrive at the geometry of the Trinity. In a 120-degree trine, the universe finds its equilibrium. Positive, negative, and neutral energies cooperate, allowing energy to move as a smooth, uninterrupted sine wave. This represents a state of flow without resistance. It is the harmonic reward for enduring the heavy, rigid friction of the square. Because the planets are in constant motion, this geometric scaffolding is always shifting in the sky. As these angles change, they alter the frequency of the energy passing through the field. Because our own consciousness operates through these same electromagnetic cycles, the shifting sky acts as a symbolic mirror for our internal states. This is the esoteric premise. Humans are essentially complex oscillation machines, constantly tuning ourselves to these shifting geometric frequencies. Our cycles of ambition and rest follow this breathing pattern, moving from the friction of structural squares to the harmonic flow of trines. Viewing astrological tension as a structural necessity removes the ancient fear associated with difficult alignments. Squares and oppositions are the core mechanisms that allow the torus field of a personal life to expand and breathe. We see this same interaction in the aurora borealis, where the Earth's field pulses as it engages with the solar stream. The geometric tension in the stars simply provides the blueprint. The individual remains the master architect.